It's time to stitch 2 more blocks on our Twilight Boo-levard bench pillow. The 2 blocks I'm going to stitch out today are the Sit and Stew and the Creep Along. And these are both super fast, easy blocks, just mainly embroidery with a tree. So the first Sit and Stew is on page 13. This is a tree. It does have one of the little mylar candy corn flowers, so I've pulled the mylar, and it has the cute little embroidered bench. And then the other block is just a tree, and so these will be fast and easy to stitch. Now I do have the background fabric back with interfacing. I have my batting. As a reminder, this project I have cut my batting exactly to size, and I have combined my files in Embellishment software. So let's stitch out these super fast blocks for our bench pillow. I'm ready to bring in my file, and if you'll note, I now have 3 folders on my USB. I briefly talk about this in the first video, and then on the Embellishment software video I go into more detail about why I have the 3rd folder, but the main blocks from now on will be in this combined files folder. So I'll open this folder, and I am going to stitch out the first tree that does not have the bench. This will be super fast and easy. I will select that, hit set, and again, everything has been adjusted and combined in software. So I can choose embroidery, and I will go to layout and rotate this so I can move it all the way down. Now I will bump it all the way down even though I am on my last strip. It fits this 9x9 hoop, but then everything above I will be able to save for a smaller hoop. So I'll choose OK and go to the minus plus needle. That's the screen that I like to stitch on. If you have not worked in software, then you can run all 5 steps of the background quilting, or you can skip the steps that you don't want to stitch right at your machine. I've already deleted those in software, so I only have the steps that I am going to stitch. And I am going to run the batting placement. I'll place my batting, place my fabric, tack the fabric down, and run the background quilting. Here is the larger block background. I love it, and again, I'm really happy with this kind of bluish gray for the spider webs. Now, the only thing on this block is the tree and 2 bats, and of course it's all embroidery, and the tree on my fastest speed, which is 1050 stitches per minute, is a 24-minute stitch out. So after that, the 2 little bats will be just a minute, and then this block will be finished. Let's watch this tree stitch out. That was such a fun, fast block. Now I am going to go cut a new strip of muslin. This was the very last piece. I am going to cut this piece, see if it'll fit. I'm not sure it'll fit my 4x4. It's going to be pretty close width-wise. Otherwise, I'll just probably toss that or put it in scraps. All right, so I'm going to go get hooped up, and we can do the next tree block. So I just want to show how I hoop up. So I have a new strip because I used my last one. I have it at the very bottom, and then I have the whole strip just coming off to the top or the back of my hoop. And I just let that fall off the back. It's not heavy. You could clip it with some big clips. I find that that's a little bit more cumbersome. Anyways, I just throw this off the back of my table and it's fine. But this is how I save on stabilizer. And I do this even when I use no-show mesh. The only difference is because I have that on a roll, I hoop it the opposite. I hoop my stabilizer towards the front, and then I'll just lay the roll of stabilizer after I've pulled quite a bit of slack so it doesn't interfere with stitching, and I'll just lay that on my table. But I'm ready to hoop for the next one. So I'm going to slide this under, making sure none of this gets caught, and then I'll just kind of throw that off the back of my table. All right, so let's get our next design. So I'm done embroidering, and I'll go home, I'll cancel, and go back to embroidery and my USB, and I'll go back to my combined files and bring up the other tree with the cute little bench. I will hit set and embroidery, and now go to layout and rotate. I'll rotate 90 degrees and bump it all the way down. And again, that's because my stabilizer is still attached, and so everything above that I will save. I will select OK. I like to stitch on the minus plus needle screen, and then I will do the same steps. This is pretty similar. Of course, we have a bench and a cute purple chandelier, oh my gosh, and then one of our cutest little candy corn flowers, but the majority of this is just black embroidery. All right, so I'm going to stitch out the placement for the batting. I'll place my batting, place my fabric, tack the fabric down, and run the background quilting. After stitching the little stem of the candy corn flower, I changed to white and stitched the placement for the mylar, and you can barely see it, but I just need to cover that with the mylar. Again, I do not trim mine to size, so you can see the two flowers I've just used. I will just move this over and tape it down because it is slippery. And then it will do the candy corns like the other flowers. It will stitch the white center part, then the dark orange, the yellow, and then it will outline it in black. And I'll stitch the little center and then take the mylar off. Before I stitch out the outline, I need to cut some of these errant, I call them jump stitches. They're really not jump stitches per se. This is a stitch that should not be here. And it happened with the orange and the yellow on this when it first started this flower. And so the orange was first, and it might be hard to see, but it started way down by the stem and then jumped way over here to the orange. And of course that is not supposed to be there. You can see maybe under my scissors, that whole stitch is not supposed to be there. And again, I've had some issues with some of these. I call them jump stitches because they jump, but I've had some of these errant stitches show up more than they should in a project. Now on this one, this yellow one, this little piece that's sticking up is just didn't get sucked under when my yellow started. But again, it started way down here and it jumped way over here. You can see that is more than probably 3/4 of an inch. You can see under, that should not be there. So again, I know it's hard to see, and I'll cut that little piece that didn't get pulled under. And I just want to show you how long that thread is that jumped from here to here, and that should not be there. Anyways, I clipped it and now we're ready to go. So I will outline in black. The directions say then to take the mylar off and then stitch the center. I'm just going to stitch the center and then remove the mylar. All right, let's finish this cute little flower. Okay, I had another one. You can see this black stitch started here. It jumped way over here. I just can't get over how some of these things aren't caught when people are testing. And so I need to cut that. Now it actually jumped all the way to this little candy corn, but you know, it's stitched under, so I'm just going to cut it on this one. You can't see too much, I guess, right here between. Although maybe if I can pull that, because I'm going to have to pull that mylar off. Yeah, I just don't understand, but that's okay. And then here's that orange piece, and you can see how long they were. All right, so I stitched that, and now I just need to remove this mylar, and I usually just pull it towards the stitching. And for these flowers, I'll have some that pull off before getting to the very center. And then I've just been taking my tweezers and my little, I found that this worked to kind of, oh, and here's another, oh no, that's that old one that I cut off before. And then I'll just take this little tool and kind of lift up the piece that didn't quite tear off. And that looks pretty good. My tweezers aren't the best, so sometimes I have a hard time grabbing it, but that looks cute. All right, now it's time to stitch the tree. Now I didn't mention on the first tree that it doesn't say this in the directions, but I changed to a black bobbin to stitch the whole tree. And the only reason I did that is because I have all of these black bobbins and I'm not sure I'll ever use them up. Now, I found it interesting that the directions did say to change the bobbin when stitching just this little part of the flower, just the stem, to change it to a black bobbin and not anywhere else. And so I found that interesting that they wanted it on that, but then not on the tree. Again, I have, I don't know, probably 40 bobbins here that I just will never go through. I try to use these when I have dark text, especially if it's small, and this black tree and the black bench. So I did put the black bobbin in just because, again, I'll probably never get through this set of bobbins. All right, so let's stitch out the tree. It's 25 minutes. This bench is adorable. This chandelier is so cute with this little tiny spider. Look how little that is. Now on the little lights, there are 2 legit jump stitches that I need to trim. And our block's done. So cute. We have our 2 tree blocks done. I love them, and they were long stitch outs because of the trees. The trees themselves were 25 minutes a piece, but this was a super easy 2 blocks to get finished. The rest of our blocks have the houses and bakery and quilt shop, and those are pretty applique intensive. So I wanted to get these easier ones out of the way. These look great, and I'm excited to start on the next block for our Twilight Boulevard pillow.